Houston, we are about to launch. We're go for launch. Here they are, your RPI engineers! Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Houston Fieldhouse for the Kentucky game between Union College and your engineers of RPI. At this time, meet the starters for today's game. First, the visiting Oregon Chargers. At left wing, the sophomore from Torrance, California, number 20, Amanda Kwan. At center, the senior captain from Stouffville, Ontario, number 25, Celeste Benoit. At right wing, the sophomore from Duxbury, Massachusetts, number 21, Riley Walsh. On defense, the junior from Duluth, Minnesota, number 15, American Friday. On defense, the senior captain from St. Paul, Minnesota, number 7, Meredith Gillian. And in goal for the Garnet Chargers, the junior from Ottawa, Ontario, number 31, Sophie Matsoukas. Union College's head coach is Josh Keefe. He's assisted by Chris Hardy, Olivia Soares, and Laura Arnois. And now, the starters for your RPI Engineers! Leading engineer tonight is senior engineer, Margo Weatherwax! At left wing, enforcement for Sophie, Ontario, number 31, Amanda Rampado. RPI 10.6 Brian Ross. Ladies and gentlemen, to honor and respect our country and the men and women who have served and continue to serve America, we ask that you rise and remove your hats for the playing of the national anthems of Canada and the United States of America by the RPI Band.
And good evening, everybody. Welcome inside the Houston Fieldhouse. It's time once again for Engineers Hockey here on ESPN+. We welcome you inside the broadcast booth for tonight's game. Alongside former RPI men's hockey head coach Dan Fridgen, I'm Dan Ball. Thanks for joining us. And Coach, it's another classic Capital Region battle as RPI takes on Union, the Garnet Chargers in the building, and a game tonight that both teams could really use a victory in as well.
No question. It's a big game every time you play your travel partner. And Union coming into this one, they're 1-7-2. They've got 3 more points in league play because of the 2 ties. RPI is 2-8. They're looking for a win tonight.
It is a big one for both sides as the teams look to move their way up ECAC hockey standings as we close out the fall semester's worth of games here this evening, and we introduce you to our starting netminders here in this one, beginning for the road Garnet Chargers, who begin with their junior netminder from Ottawa, Ontario, Sophie Matsoukas. So far this season in 15 games, a .310-2 record, .893 save percentage, and a .316 goals against average. On the other side, the Engineers return to their graduate student and captain Amanda Rampado. So far in 16 games, a .673 record, .254 goals against average, and a .910 save percentage for Rampado. We're underway here at the Houston Fieldhouse. Thanks so much for joining us here on this Friday evening in the Capital Region as the Engineers wearing their alternate black jerseys here on Friday evening at home. Controlled in the near side corner by Walsh. The visiting Garnet Chargers begin with Celeste Bodwin centering Riley Walsh and Amanda Kwan, their top line. Marin Friday and Meredith Killian on defense, and Matsoukas in the cage to our left. Meanwhile, Brian Vines and the Engineers begin their top line as well of Mara Wagner centering Morgan Skoda and Ellie Kaiser. The line in possession of the puck until a few moments ago. MJ Alexander, Andrea Turnkova on defense, and Rampato in the cage to our right as the Engineers go from right to left across your screen here in the opening period of play. Play on the far side wall as Kaiser was battling for it. It's pulled free. Spinning away from pressure there was Friday up the far side wall, connects with Kwan. Forced only as far as Alexander. Onto the tape of Rihanna Janke as RPI in the midst of their first line change. The Engineers come into this one 7-9-3 overall, but just 2-8 in conference play. Here's Kristoff shooting blocked. Another shot, Urbanova, and that one got blocked as well. A couple of nice plays on defense as hobbled a bit on that one there was Emma Hebert, but she was able to make the play as Union in possession but losing it. Here is Janke. Low of the goal, reversing for Nina Kristoff. Kristoff spins away from pressure, backhanded in front, was looking for Janke. Pulled away and cleared but kept in by Kristoff. Nina Kristoff will force it off the near side glass, and RPI goes for a change. Good pressure from the second line of the depth chart in their opening shift. Chiaffi forces it off the far side wall. The play is offside. 1 minute and 47 seconds into this one with no score.
Well, good offensive pressure so far for RPI, getting the forecheck going, getting a couple opportunities. Hebert with a nice block, preventing that shot from getting to goaltender Matsoukas.
They'll redo it on the draw. The Engineers, a collective 57.6 winning percentage at the draw. They've won one cleanly here. That was Isabel Hardy. RPI still tied for second in the nation in terms of face-off percentage. They're tied with Princeton in that regard. Only Wisconsin better at the dot so far this year. Again, RPI 2-8 in conference, 4 points right now in 12th place out of 12 teams, and looking for a spark after that opening weekend sweeping of Harvard and Dartmouth. Taking on the Garnet Chargers today, who are 4-12-2 overall, 1-7-2 in conference, but as Dan Fridgen mentioned, the extra points with getting to overtime. A team that is right now 2-2-2, already 6 games that have gone to overtime. This is their 19th game here this evening, led by Josh Skiba in year number 8 and season number 7. Already the most decorated coach in program history. He's taken this team a long way in his time behind the bench, comparatively speaking. Penalty coming up on the play as Nia Phillip was taken down. We'll see our first call on either side. The Garnet Chargers have victimized. Tripping is the call, and RPI will go to the power play just under 3 minutes in.
Yeah, looks like Alex Morelli is going to go to the box. Trip. RPI get the first taste of the power play. Start the evening.
Well, Union this season, the 8th most penalized team in the nation. They're averaging just under 10 total penalty minutes a game, so essentially 5 minors, or however you define it. Urbanova tried to get it moving quickly for Georgia Bailey. RPI in their power play this year, 10 of 69, 14.5% on the season, as that one will skitter its way back into the neutral zone. Kaiser forced to regroup. They are clicking at just under 23% in conference so far. 7th best number out of the 12 teams in ECAC hockey. Union, meanwhile, 54 of 72 on their kill overall, exactly 75%. Good for 36th in the nation. Long outlet feed deflected along there by Bailey. Wagner will have to hit the brakes and wait, but the rolling puck jump just over the blue line. That will go offside, so we're partway through the penalty, and both sides, or RPI at least, will go for a change.
Oh, Union doing a good job here early on. Power play, clogging up the neutral zone, so RPI really hasn't had any offensive throw to generate penetration into the offensive zone.
Near side wall, Chiaffi was battling for it. The clear out got blocked by Bodwin initially, but it's forced back out to the neutral zone. Turnkova backtracking. Well, the lines have been put in a blender relatively consistently here by Brian Vines over the last few weeks. Today, no Taylor Larson and no Sophia Jones on defense, 2 mainstays for this Engineers unit, as Larson had played in all 19 games so far. Jones in 18 of 19. Still awaiting word on what's going on there, but for the time being, the defense pairings Alexander, Turnkova, Urbanova, and Rathwell, and then Michelle Nutescu checks in, playing with graduate student Taylor Zaherney on defense, and that one's cleared in on Rampado, who, feeling the pressure coming from Caitlin Eamon, will hang on. Minute 15 gone by on the penalty. It was assessed to Ella Chirelli. Call was a trip just before the 3-minute mark here in our first period. Face off to the left of Amanda Rampado is won by Sabrina Bodwin. Well, Rampado had a rough go in her last game, which was against Princeton last Friday, a game that the Engineers dropped by a score of 6-0. Here is Janke, fakes a shot, passes through the middle, nobody there. Bodwin will head in on the forecheck, turned over. Kristoff knocks it in front. Couldn't find the loose puck, and it's cleared from the tops of the circles the rest of the way down. Rampado made 19 saves, but surrendered all 6 goals, and Brian Vines made the decision to go to the first-year netminder Reese Keating to make her second appearance of her career against Quinnipiac. She did pick up the loss, made 22 total saves, and gave up 4 goals in a game that was 4-1. Let's take a look at this chance.
She happened to go off the skate, couldn't corral it on the stick, and lost control of it, out of her reach, and down the ice.
It clanked off the skate there of Kristoff, who is arguably the Engineers' hottest player on offense currently, with goals in 3 out of her last 4 games. Here is Audrey McCussion forcing her way low of the goal. This way for Hardy. Near side, Maddie Papineau tried to force a pass in front. Gets deflected up and into the far corner. Taryn Rathwell activating to keep the play moving, but Union is able to clear. Outlet feed behind a couple of oncoming players, so Papineau tried to deflect it along for McCutcheon. This one was just out of her reach, however. That one will go down for icing. The Engineers welcoming Maddie Papineau back into the lineup. She hadn't played since the 4th of November in a game against Clarkson, so just over 1 month's time for Maddie Papineau, the senior out of Sudbury, Ontario, who was riding a hot streak before missing that time with points in 7 of her last 8, heading into that stretch of time that she missed. So a welcome addition, playing on the 3rd line today. Shot from the top of the circles gets blocked. Swept along there by Paige Greco. Puck will roll its way to the far corner. Battle ensues there, knocked loose. Here is Maddie Suter on her backhand. She was guarded by Isabel Hardy. Puck comes loose. Suter has possession again, low of the goal. Centering pass, save Rampado. The rebound is cleared by Urbanova to the near side corner after a nice sequence of saves.
Yeah, nice save there by Rampado. Seemed to go off her right pad, then left pad. I think she lost track of it.
Kept in at the far point, spinning away from pressure was Stephanie Bork. Turned over, Urbanova at the end of a shift is able to clear as we're just over 6 minutes into our opening period here in Troy with no score. Shots are even at 2 apiece. Zaherney's pass got blocked by Emily King. Here is King on her backhand. She has the puck taken away. Phillip forces it to the neutral zone. Zaherney on second attempt will send it in deep. The other way come the Garnet Chargers, picked up on the far side wall and forced into the corner. Centering feed in front, goes to the tops of the circles. Marin Friday fighting for possession. She is dispossessed there by Phillip. Lanky Marin Friday, standing at 5'11", was in there active on the forecheck, but the Engineers take it the other way, led by Morgan Skoda, but taken away. There was Friday on the back check. This one goes off the far side wall, deflected on its way through. So icing is negated. MJ Alexander. Pass gets deflected on its way through. Picked up by Skoda near side wall. Dropping Alexander and a kick save made. Matsukis equal to the task. Kaiser low of the goal. Taken down low of the goal. No call on either side. Scooped up by Wagner. Backhand to forehand she goes. Kaiser looked to center one in front for Skoda. That one got blocked. To the tops of the circles, Turnkova forcing her way down the wall. Now forcing the issue right in front of the Zamboni doors, taken away. Here is Skoda, turning, shooting one. Save made by Matsoukas. She's got the rebound. Up into the air and into the glove with 12:06 to go here in our first period. Still looking for our first goal.
Another look at this. Got a routine save here by Matsoukas. She angles her stick so that when it hits it, it goes up in the air so she can snag the glove hand.
Face off one to the corner. Bork rips it up the far side wall, knocked down, and the battle ensues there. Kristoff pulled it free, but had it knocked away from her right by the face-off circle, turned over. Here's Kristoff turning, shooting, save made, and the rebound right through the wickets of the awaiting Rihanna Janke. She forces her way middle. Kristoff shoots, and a save made by Matsoukas, who came out to the top of the blue paint to greet Nina Kristoff on a rolling puck and a shot on net.
Boy, she was real aggressive too. She pushed off real hard on her edge. Here it is. Comes out to the top of the crease into the butterfly. Kristoff just puts it into the bread basket. No rebound. Have to pick a corner on that one.
Knocked around the end wall past Kristoff and Bodwin, rolling puck all the way back to the neutral zone. Urbanova backtracking, turns it over, centering pass for King, save made by Rampado. She kicks it out with the right leg pad on a nice stop. Forced low of the goal, Urbanova tries to knock it around the oncoming player. Taken away by King, backdoor feed, they score! Well, after the initial chance by King that was stopped by Rampado, the Engineers were a bit out of sorts. It's the first-year Maddie Leaney who gives the Garnet Chargers a 1-0 lead.
Well, off the forecheck, it started Fulaka, but with the goal here, she's sitting on the back door. RPI kind of got some players puck watching, instead of taking a look over the shoulder, see who's open. And it was Leaney who puts that one in, and Union's up 1-0. But on the shift before that, it was Fulaka that started that forecheck and had a real good scoring opportunity.
Well, the goal from Maddie Leaney, her 8th of the season. The first year out of Maple Ridge, British Columbia, makes the play on the back door. After the Garnet Chargers were able to apply the pressure, Trinkova up the near side. Papineau quickly for Hardy and back. One more, pass to Chiaffi, and a save made by Matsoukas. Rebound, score! Well, the Engineers respond in a hurry, and it's Ayla Chiaffi on the rebound. We're tied at 1.
Well, that was a great shift here right after a goal, and that's what you look at. You're looking for from a coaching perspective. Brian Mines is thinking, okay, we need a big shift here right after the goal, and they take it down the ice after the face-off, and great initial save there by Matsoukas, but she wasn't able to corral that rebound.
And it's Ayla Chiaffi who roofs the rebound for her 4th goal of the season. 2 first-year players scoring to get both teams on the board in rapid succession. Chiaffi, the freshman out of Revere, Massachusetts, who gets the goal. On her own rebound, it was a clearing attempt there from Marin Friday, who was trying to just sweep it out of harm's way, but Chiaffi, who was on her offhand here in this one, was waiting patiently, ended up getting the gift, and she made no mistake of where to put that rebound. So we're now tied at 1, just about 10 minutes to go in our first. Wagner pulls that one free. Go ahead, Coach.
I was just going to say, great response by RPI there.
When all is said and done, 2 goals in 26 seconds in this one. Long feet ahead finds Caitlin Even, who has it knocked away from her. Kaiser backtracking, nearly turned it over, but Asia Taylor-Walters was able to back up and make the play. Wagner will poke it along. Into the near side corner and go for a change. Knocked up the far side wall. The other way come the Garnet Chargers, looking for a backdoor pass in front as Borka jumped in on the rush. That one didn't connect, so Georgia Bailey in possession. Far side wall taken away from her. Shot from a sharp angle gets blocked. Taylor Walters spills down. Possession back to the visitors. Suter backhands it low of the goal. Adams in possession. Only one there, however, was Georgia Bailey. Adams gets it again after the puck took a deflection. Knocked to the far side wall. Here is Meredith Killian shooting. That one gets deflected up and out of play. With 8:51 to go in the first period, well, the Union Garnet Chargers got on the board first. A backdoor shot from Maddie Leaney finds Twine, but just 26 seconds later, Ayla Chiaffi answered, and we now have a game that's even at 1. Back with more after this. You're watching Engineers Hockey on ESPN+.
This is GE Vernova, helping generate and move the energy that our world needs. Welcome to a new era of energy.
It seems like leaders were destined to be so. Born with confidence, blessed with talent, graced with wisdom. That's how they might seem, but it's not how they're made. Leadership takes practice and discipline and critical thinking. It's not a gift, it's a choice, and it starts here. Decide to lead as an Army officer.
And number 6, Megan Onion.
$8:51 to go first period here at the Houston Fieldhouse. We're even at 1 goal apiece here on ESPN+. RPI in Union in another Capital Region battle, as we're thankful that you're joining us. He's Dan Fridgen, I'm Dan Ball. Happy Friday to you all. 2 goals in 26 seconds here in this one. Very quickly sent us from 0-0 to 1-1. It is this line who evened the score, as Chiaffi's pass was just ahead of Papineau. She's in possession near side wall. Alexander steps in to keep the play moving on her backhand, forced into the corner. Here's Maddie Papineau. Centering pass got deflected up in the air, gloved down by Emily King. Taken away from her, here's Papineau. Turning and shooting one that gets blocked. Chiaffi this way for Bodwin, as one is at the beginning of his shift, the other at the end. Papineau in possession. Near side wall, it is Janke, who had it but lost it. The other way comes Union, led by Marin Friday, to the line, and the rest of the way sends Meredith Killian. Urbanova's pass was behind the oncoming Sabrina Bodwin. That one is icing. The face-off will come back into the Engineers' defensive end. Shots on goal right now, 8-4 in favor of the Engineers.
Thank you for your support and enjoy the game.
Well, Union coming off of a weekend, they did drop a game on Friday evening of last week against Quinnipiac. That score was 4-1. They are coming off of, however, a tie against another ranked opponent, which was Princeton, as the Engineers clear all the way down, icing once again. That game ended in a 1-1 tie after overtime. The Garnet Chargers ceded the first goal just 2:55 into the first period, but tied the game midway through the second and did not give up another. And Matsoukas, to her credit, was fantastic. Gave up the goal but made 44 saves, a number that set her season high. She's had a couple of high 40 and 50 save games in her career, as RPI has iced it again. So we'll come back and we'll do it again with 7:18 to go here in the first period.
RPI's got to take a little bit off that. They just want to put that in the neutral zone before it sends it all the way down the ice. They're 0 for 2. That's a pretty impressive tie, by the way, with Union and Princeton.
It's one of those that you kind of circle on the calendar, and we'll see, depending on the results this weekend, as both teams kind of get ready to head into their week of final exams and then the winter break. But you look at it within the context of a whole season and kind of wonder, is that something that can bring a group together? So we'll see. For now, we're tied at 1, and we'll see how much of an impact it has. But put points on the board for the Garnet Chargers, which is a reason that they sit a couple ahead of the Engineers coming into play this weekend, as Dan Fridgen had mentioned. Kristoff leaves it behind for Janke. Backhanded in front, was looking for Kristoff again, turned over, shooting off the post. Kristoff was turning as she was falling and was able to get a lot on that shot. She beat Matsukis, but not the iron, and that is icing against Union.
Well, that was just hard work. She started in her own end, skated real well with the puck, went down, kind of lost it, but then found it again, right here, and just off the post. She had Matsukis down and out. Unfortunately, iron was the goaltender's best friend in that one.
Wagner wins the draw, knocked to the line, but Zaherny was backtracking, so she'll regroup it. Stepping in there is Skoda. She spills down just over the blue line. The other way comes Union. Pass too far ahead by Amanda Kwan. So that'll go for icing again, and now the officials will go and grab the necessary players and reset things with 6:23 to go here in our first, after a couple of strings of icing here in our first period.
Abundance of whistles has taken the flow out of this game.
And it did just seem like we were getting into one, but then everything post-TV timeout has been stop and start. Here is Alexander stepping in, backdoor feed in front, saved by Matsukis as it looked to be deflected by Kaiser on the way through, but Matsukis says no and leaves no rebound.
Good idea. Ellie Kaiser going to the net there.
Wagner ties up off the draw, knocked to the near corner. She gives chase, but it's knocked away from her. Ashley Adams will pick it up far side. Taken over the line by Greco. Far side wall, Alexander's able to knock down the clear-in. Adams wheeling, trying to get away from pressure. She was met there by Turnkova, allowing Wagner to take it away. Skoda sends ahead for Ellie Kaiser near side wall, but the play is whistled down for an offside. We've had a lot of whistles, so might as well tell you who's blowing the whistle tonight. Zachary Dupree and Dan Goslin, the referees. Haley Mello and Jamie Colasino are the linesmen in this one, as other than Maddie Leaney and Ayla Chiaffi, the officials have been the stars so far, so might as well introduce them early. Urbanova, after the face-off win by Bailey, sends it in deep. Turned over. Georgia Bailey low of the goal. Fighting her way to the far corner. Rathwell will bunt it down low. Phillip finds Taylor Walters. Turning quickly, Asia Taylor Walters shooting, deflected on its way through. Went over the goal. Phillip, as she was spilling down, was able to keep the play moving. Near side corner, Asia Taylor Walters dropping for Bailey. From corner to corner, it will go once more. This time, Emily King wins the race. Knocked back through the neutral zone, but the clear-in was, surprise, surprise, done so behind the center line. And we have icing with 5:04 to go here in the first period. Shots on goal right now, 9-5 in favor of the Engineers, but both teams looking to, well, string together some consistent play over the last few moments. Near side, Natescu shooting, save made by Matsukis. Pulled free. She's got it again at the point, but lost it, was able to poke it away from pressure. I'll give you one guess what just happened with 4:50 to go in the first. They'll do it again with a game that is even at 1. Resetting the scoring for you while we have another moment. Maddie Leaney scoring from Emily King, and the player who is dressed as the 7th defender in this one, Megan Onyebene. Ayla Chiaffi even the score. A goal that is credited right now as being unassisted. Knocked up the near side wall, Chiaffi right over center. Alexander spinning away from a couple of Garnet Chargers players wearing their white sweaters here in this one. Deflected just low of the goal line, and we're going for some kind of record here in our first period.
I agree.
I don't know if they track these statistics. They're going to be eye-popping by the end of it. Is there anything that leads to this kind of trend of icing after icing? Is it just struggles on breakouts? How does this come about?
I would say struggles on breakouts, because there's somebody in the neutral zone that should be putting a stick on that, and nobody's within 10 feet of the puck. So they either got to take off a little bit of steam so that it doesn't go all the way down the ice, and aim for the neutral zone instead of like throwing it out and bypassing all your teammates, and now you're taking this one.
Near side poked away by Bodwin. She'll follow the puck into the near corner. Swept back towards Erbeneva. Now a tie up on the near side wall as Chiarelli was in there creating some havoc. Knocked down by Nina Kristoff with a burst of speed at the center line. She'll fire it in back behind Matsoukas. Protecting there is Kendall Davidson. Turned over. Wagner, near side pass, one-timer coming from Janke. Off the heel of the twig, didn't get a ton on it. Wagner again in possession. Natescu stepping in, but it's poked away from her. Caitlin Eamon was able to get a stick on that outlet feed as Michelle Natescu was activating from the point. The other way comes Union, led by Chiarelli. Poked away there by Zaherny on the defensive play, and the other way comes RPI. Zaherny the outlet pass. Kaiser will catch up to it. Knocked along by Ellie Kaiser. Looked to center a pass in front. The rolling puck jumped just over her stick. Wheeling low of the goal, here is Morgan Skoda. Pinned along the wall, knocked off the far side wall. Zaherny will step in to keep it in with authority. From sidewall to sidewall it goes. Allowing for the breakout by Celeste Bodwin, centering pass in front. Zaherny swept along all the way back up to the near point. The only player there, Asia Taylor-Walters, who was jumping on. She forces her way to the corner, was met there by Bodwin, pulls the puck free. 3 Engineers on that near side wall are able to win possession of the puck. Near side here is Taylor-Walters. Knocked low for Bailey. Turning this way is Nia Phillip, but she had the puck taken away from her. Cleared to the line, kept in no, as the puck rolled just back over the line as Turnkova gloved it down. She'll head back into her own end and regroup with 2 minutes to go here in the first. Turnkova had it, but lost it. Near side, a pass in front, nobody there, as Ashley Adams was looking for an outlet feed. Forced up the far side wall on the play by Georgia Bailey. Here is Alexander at the line. Flipped into the near corner, and the defensive unit for RPI will go for a change after that. Pass jumps under the stick of Isabel Hardy, allowing Suter to grab it, but it was taken away from her. Turned over low of the goal. Adams sends for Friday at the point. Stepping in and around Chiaffi, who stays right there with her and is able to make a play. Here is Maddie Papineau. Over the center line, trying to turn away from pressure. Chiaffi there helping as well, and she's able to sweep the puck in deep with just over a minute to go here in the first. Friday makes the play. A lot of pressure coming from the black sweaters of the Engineers. Force a turnover right by their defensive blue line. Killian will give chase as the rest of her group in the midst of a change. Pass to the near side for Alini, but it's taken away. Here is Kristoff stepping in, shooting, and a glove save made by Matsoukas. No rebound with 43.4 seconds to go here in the first period. Shots 10-5 in favor of the home team. Wagner wins the draw. Here is Alexander wheeling, shooting, deflected by Skoda. That got blocked. Another shot blocked. That one coming from Turnkova, who stepped in. She's playing her offhand, the lefty on the right side on defense. Battle along the near side wall. Wagner with some good pressure is able to jar that puck free. Here is Kaiser. Burst of speed through the neutral zone. Ellie Kaiser steps in, shoots off her back foot off the side of the goal. Poked away, however, as Skoda pressuring. 10 seconds to go here in the first. Skoda to the tops of the circles. Looking to pass in front, blocked away by Lini, kept in one-timer. Urbanova, save made by Matsukis. The rebound turning there was Wagner. That gets blocked. And we have reached the end of the first period here at the Houston Fieldhouse. 2 goals in 26 seconds as the Garnet Chargers struck first, but the Engineers responded. Other than that, as you mentioned, Dan Pridgeon, a lot of play in the neutral zone in a game that is still even at 1.
Yeah, a lot of even play back and forth. RPI came out in the first period and really established the forecheck, had some good offensive opportunities, and they finished the period the same way.
Let's take a look at the highlights, beginning with the goal from Maddie Lini that gave Union a 1-0 lead.
Well, as you can see, you've got 3 players concentrating on the puck carrier, leaving Lini wide open, and all they can do is watch as that puck goes in.
Lini, eighth goal of the season and 8th of her career that gets Union on the board, as Dan Pridgeon mentioned, after a quick bit of chaos there in front. But just like that, the Engineers responded.
This started off with a real nice passing play. And of course, followed up there by Chiaffi. Finishes off her own rebound. There's a shot. Bad clear. That was Friday. We have a 1-1 tie.
Just like that, on a goal from Ayla Chiaffi, 2 freshmen finding the back of the net here at the Houston Fieldhouse. That leads us to a 1-1 tie. Well, we'll step aside again, 1-1, RPI and Union in another Capital Region battle here at the Houston Fieldhouse. We're back with second period action in just a few moments, so stay with us. You are watching Engineers Hockey on ESPN+.
for the love of the game, the team, or for two, Recovery Sports Grill. At Recovery Sports Grill, you'll always have courtside seats to exciting live sports coverage. And for outstanding loyalty perks, join our Hall of Fame, Recovery Sports Grill, serving up smiles every season.
We are boundary-pushing change agents. We do what it takes to make things happen together. It's our collaborative spirit that sparks creativity and pushes us to think beyond ourselves. We're scrappy and unabashedly enthusiastic about our passions and projects. We are hardwired for the havoc of change. We know it isn't easy, that theories can fail and world-changing can feel futile. But that's the calm before the brilliant storm. The breath you take before you break through. Small change comes from asking why. Changing the world comes from asking, why not? That's the question we ask everyone, from freshmen to faculty. It's the question that fuels us to find the next new. The question we ask you, why not change the world?
Hi, I'm Andy James at Rensselaer Honda, and this is my buddy Bo. Looking to sell your car or truck? We want to buy it. Are you looking for a great used car? We have a huge selection. That's why Rensselaer Honda has been your Honda dealer for 44 years.
Fans RPI Hockey would like to thank the following sponsors: Madison, Sampson, Kingsburg, and Ricky Walker, Windsor Dining Services, Crown Plaza, Desmond Hotel, The Recovery Sports Group, Lee Stewart Jones Hacker Murphy Law Firm, Stewart Shops, BSN Schools, Galleries Granola, Windsor Honda, Repeat Business Systems, Ryan Twin Cloud, Stanley Steel, Direct Energy, Aroma Jones, Turner Construction, Brown's Brewing Company, Netherings, and Handshake, all proud to support RPI Hockey.
For the love of the game, the team, or for two, Recovery Sports Grill. Recovery Sports Grill, you always have courtside seats to exciting live sports coverage. And for outstanding loyalty perks, join our Hall of Fame, Recovery Sports Grill, serving up smiles every season.
second period about to begin from the Houston Fieldhouse here on the campus of RPI. We're back here on ESPN Plus, and it is Engineers hockey. The score after 1 period of play. We are even at 1 goal apiece between RPI and Union here in the first of a 2-game weekend set between these teams. Amanda Rampado gave up a goal and made 4 saves. Meanwhile, Sophie Matsoukias also gave up a goal, made 11 saves in the first period. Maddie Leaney scoring the game opener at 8:50 of the first, and Ayla Chiaffi scored in response 26 seconds later to even the score at 1 goal apiece. That's where we stand as both teams get set for our second period of play, which will begin in just a couple of moments. I'm Dan Ball. He is Dan Fridgen. Thanks for joining us here on this Friday evening in the Capital Region. A look at the Engineers bench, ready to go for our middle period of play. Wagner once again will face it off against Celeste Bodwin to begin things. One cleanly by Wagner. We're underway. Now a battle right over the defensive blue line. Poked free from Kaiser. Kept in at the line there by Friday. Knocked around the end wall as right now Union in possession. Near side point, Friday. This way for Killian. Shooting blocked by Skoda. Allowing for the clear by Turnkova and then Kaiser, so Union will head back and regroup. Shots on goal, 12-5 in our opening period. RPI won 15 draws to 9 for Union as well, led by Isabel Hardy and Mara Wagner, both winning 5 of 7 draws in that opening 20 minutes of play. As the Engineers go now from left to right across your screen. Wagner near side corner as the Engineers have been caught out there for a shift in the defensive end, a clearing attempt out of the reach of the oncoming Skoda, so that will go for icing to begin our second period. And if you joined us in the first, you know that's the trend in this one. Coach, I believe we have a visitor in the building here tonight.
Yes, CCAC Commissioner Doug Christensen is in the building. Just have a little chat. What we talked about before is why there's so many icings. In that situation, Skoda's wide open. And rather than making a direct pass, we want to indirect it so that she can skate into it.
Tops of the circles, off the bar and in, off of the deflection on the shot from Emily King. And Union, a minute 1 into our second period, is back in front by 1.
Well, there's a 1 draw by Union. They make the best of it. They get the puck into the slot area. It's deflected up. Rampado looks like she had already committed on it right here. Yeah. She had already gone down in the butterfly. And that's what happens when you go down a little too early. Puck is sometimes shot over you, and that one it flirted over her.
Well, that is the Rampado style. Given that she's not the biggest goalie in the world, the angle is usually Amanda Rampado's friend in that regard. But meanwhile, Christopher Janke, who had it but lost it, she'll find Rathwell at the point. Knocked to the near corner. The Engineers were able to respond from giving up a goal 26 seconds after it in the first. We'll see how they respond here. Knocked into the corner as Bodwin is tied up by Allison Smith along the far wall. Pulled free by the goal scorer, Emily King, who scores her 3rd goal of the season. Urbanova has her stick lifted. Rathwell will head back and help out as the puck rolls its way to the far corner.
They said the assist went to Bork. Bork is a defenseman. I don't think she took the draw.
Well, we were going through the notes on the first goal, so we'll see. I would tend to agree, but
maybe it wasn't right off the draw.
Taken the other way by the defender Meredith Killian. That play goes offside as she was a step ahead of things. You know, the scoring for this group, this Union team, they've scored 29 goals coming into play this weekend, just over 1.6 goals in total. They had 3 players coming in and 2 goal scorers, Leaney and King, as well as their leading point scorer, Riley Walsh, who were all in double digits. Another player in Kendall Davidson with 8 points, but then there was a bit of a drop-off as you go from 8 points down to 4. So it's been something for this Union group to develop a bit of their scoring depth, and they're still certainly in the middle of that, but you see their difference makers, well, being difference makers in the early going here at the Houston Fieldhouse. So that's where they stand. That's where we stand in a game that Union leads 2-1. Breakout successful as Hebert makes the play. Adams tried to feather a pass to the middle, that got blocked, but Suter grabs possession along the far side wall. Near side Zaherney forced up the near side wall and around both Phillip and Davidson, but sent right back where it came from on the clear in by the waiting Suter. Eamon knocks it low of the goal. Zaherney will give chase. Chiarelli in there to center a pass in front. That didn't connect with Eamon, so the Engineers are able to get a free clear out of their own defensive ends. Phillip makes the physical play that jars the puck loose. Here is Bailey, a toe drag. She's got it back, another, but she lost control of the puck. And a backdoor pass in front went just in front of Asia Taylor-Walters. Forced up the far side wall, knocked down at center there by Alexander, who had pressure coming right in front of her, but was able to get that puck free. Davidson goes from side to side. A nice play and a chance there for Georgia Bailey, who came on very strong as a first-year player, but has currently gone cold, riding a 9-game pointless streak. She's looking to get back on the board. A player who has gotten significant time both 5-on-5 and on the power play, and has also been very good at the dot for Brian Vines this year. Meanwhile, here comes Wagner, forced into the near corner, just a few steps ahead of her pace. Taken away by Friday, up the far side wall, turned over, however, as Kaiser was there backtracking. Rathwell flips into the corners. We're 4.5 minutes into the second period. Skoda tried to jar the puck free, unsuccessful. The breakout pass on and off the tape of the oncoming Amanda Kwan. Forced into the corner there by Walsh. Turning with it, Erbeneva. Now here is Rathwell. Caught McCutcheon looking over the wrong shoulder. A quarterback and wide receiver on the wrong page on that one. That is icing against the Engineers with 15:07 to go in the second.
And speaking of quarterback, wide receiver, Union College is looking for another football coach for the second time.
I noticed that.
As many years.
John Poppy stepping down to take a position elsewhere and did some good things with that group. I will pause that thought and tell you that a penalty is coming. It'll be a slash on the play on the defensive end. It looks like it's going to be Taryn Rathwell who's the guilty party. It is. So at the 4:57 mark, we'll see RPI go to the kill and Union go to the power play for the first time today.
Oh, this would be a big kill for Union. Excuse me, a big kill for RPI. Big power play for Union.
Face-off won by the Garnet Chargers. They're on the power play of a unit that is 9 of 60 this season, exactly 15% on the year. Haven't been quite as successful in conference play, just a tick under 10% on their player advantage, which is in 12th out of the 12-team conference. Meanwhile, wheeling, firing, and clearing, there is Sabrina Bodwin. RPI on their kill, 46 of 59, 78% so far this season. Forcing her way in now is Bodwin. Bodwin back to the line, killing in quickly this way for Bork. She's got it again, tops of the circle, spinning away from pressure. Bodwin forces it to the line, but the pass was deflected by Alexander, forcing the clear back to the neutral zone before Bork is able to send it back in, as she was met there by Nina Kristoff, giving a quick, hey, how do you do? Cleared to the tops of the circles, but kept in. King, this way for Friday. Worked along the wall, shot from the point by Davidson, kicked away by Rampado. Friday finds Davidson again. Wheeling and finding King. Emily King, the most recent goal scorer, and a 2-1 lead for the Garnet Chargers. Dragging and shooting was Davidson. Shot got deflected, but Union keeps possession, but the pass out of the reach of Kendall Davidson, so Union forced to regroup. 25 seconds remaining on the penalty, a slash against Taryn Rathwell. Knocked in front of the goal, cleared away by Wagner to the near corner. Forced up the wall by Walsh, but Friday was a step behind the play, so RPI is able to clear their zone and go for a change. Friday gains the center line, poked away from her, but Bork will step up and make a play. To the tops of the circles, left for the defender. Friday, save made, and the rebound cleared to the near side wall. Union in possession, turning and trying to clear there was Bailey. She's forced along the near side wall, pulled free by Nia Phillip, and the other way comes Erbeneva. Saucer feed goes through the wickets of Bailey, but she'll win the race to the near corner before spilling down. Puck loose again, low of the goal, as Bailey and Erbeneva will trade places. Asia Taylor-Walters feeling the pressure, turning away from the oncoming King. Georgia Bailey, this way for Taylor-Walters with some speed. Forced in front, Matsoukas the save, and she's got the rebound as all three RPI players were there digging for it, but the Garnet Chargers netminder had it seemingly the entire time.
Oh, real good patience there by RPI to create some offense. Taylor-Walters, Bailey, and Philp all supporting each other. Good puck support down low. Trying to wrap around there. That is Matsoukas just holding the post.
Knocked up the far side glass. The outlet feed successful. Here is Greco leaving for a trailer. One more pass and a save by Rampado on the chance from Ashley Adams. Near side, here is Killian. Looking for a pass, turning and shooting one was Greco. That one missed the net wide. Adams keeps it moving, chasing after it Suter. Knocked along the end wall to the point. The right-handed Meredith Killian on her offhand was able to make the play. Hardy is able to steal, cleared, but behind the oncoming Ayla Chiaffi. Cleared to the line, but not out. The other way comes Adams, shooting, and that got blocked by Natescu. Knocked up the far side wall. Papineau tried to settle it. Lost possession, turning and shooting one is Greco, and out of her paint comes Amanda Rampado to make the stop with 11:24 to go, as Union got a couple of good chances, but nothing to show for it. They still lead by one.
Rampado's playing well since she let in that second one. It just happened to go over her head, holding RPI in this. Hopefully RPI can generate some offense here. Well, Rampado's closing the door.
Wobbling puck there, hopped over the stick of the defender, allowing Kaiser, I should say, to step in, but as she tried to keep the puck moving, she lost her stick. The other way comes Allison Smith, feeling a lot of pressure from the backtracking Ellie Kaiser. No call on that one. Knocked along the far wall to the line, but kept in. Dropping one back was Kwan, but nothing doing as RPI was able to defend the perimeter well. Knocked through the middle, here is Wagner, forcing her way past one, finding Kaiser, back for Wagner, saved by Matsoukas. A broken play ends up with a pretty good chance the other way, coming Walsh, but the puck too far out of her reach, so Rathwell able to jump back and make the play.
That was a real good save by Matsoukas, like you say, on a broken play by Wagner.
Erbeneva left for anybody who was there waiting. There was nobody home. Janke had it but lost it. Picking up steam, here is King. To her backhand, wheeling one in front, was looking for a deflection from Leaney. Didn't get one, kept in at the line. Nice play to keep the puck moving. Backhanded by King, and that one didn't miss by much. Seemed like everybody in the building thought she was going forehand. She ended up going backhand and didn't miss by a ton, but RPI is able to clear. Giving chase now is Kristoff, knocked from corner to corner for Friday. Up the near side glass, knocking that one down is Leaney. Near side walls, Zaherney tried to knock her off the puck, but she maintains possession. Two black sweaters there helping as Natescu the third, picked up once again by King, forced in front. Rampado shuts down that chance on the far post. Now here comes Nina Kristoff. One quick move, then another to get only as far as center before it's taken away. Leaning with the backtracking Bodwin, stepping in, shooting, and a save made by Rampado, and she will hang on. With 9:16 to go here in the second period, Union scored first in the first, they scored first in the second, they hold a one-goal lead. Back with more after this. You're watching Engineers Hockey on ESPN+.
at kindling.rpi.edu/let's go red. All right, RPI hockey fans, let's try and find Puckman's Puck.
.9:06 to go, second period here at the Houston Fieldhouse. 2-1 Union leading RPI on ESPN+. He's Dan Fridgen. I'm Dan Ball. Thanks for joining us. RPI in possession, but losing it right by the blue line. Pernkova is able to ride off Caitlin Eamon to keep possession. Turned over right at the blue line, allowing Maya Jones to step in. Jones had it but lost it. Flipped back to center on the play by Georgia Bailey. Getting it started there was Bork. Now here is Suter, but her progress is halted with the play going off sides.
Yeah, Jones had just got across the line, but she had jumped back across. While her right foot was in the air, her left foot was in the zone, she was offside.
Well, this Union group last season, 11 wins, a record of 11-22-1. Those 11 wins were the first double-digit win season in the Division I era for this group, which has gone since 2003, the highest, of course, then in the Division I era. Started off the season extremely well, 10-9-1 through January 2nd. Unfortunately, just lost their form at the end, winning one game out of their final 14 to finish last season in 12th place with 12.5 points. Did not qualify for postseason action, but still a step in the right direction, as was mentioned before, as Josh Skiba took this program over, and they went through some lean years, but certainly building something. This one will go down and be icing. Michelle Natescu, the first player there. So a face-off coming back into the Engineers' offensive end. Face-off total right now, RPI has won 20 draws so far compared to 14 for the visiting Garnet Chargers. Draw is won cleanly there by Ashley Adams in her own ends. Turned over as Aherney steps in. Center to pass in front, was looking for Wagner, who had a bit of space in front of her. He's able to pull that puck free, however, near side wall. Penalty coming up. A tripping call will be the call. Appears as though Paige Greco will be the guilty party as she heads toward the sin bin. A trip is the call as Wagner was there battling in a power play. And a pretty important one coming for the Engineers. 7:36 to go in the second.
Very important power play for the Engineers, I would say. Looking to get this game back to even.
Their second of the evening. They went 1 for 6 in the power play in their last game on Saturday against Quinnipiac. Scored on the 6th one. Here's Kaiser shooting in a glove save made by Matsukis. No rebound there. That was off of an 0 for 3 night on the player advantage against Princeton. They had gone 3 games without a power play goal before that game against Quinnipiac, but the 3 previous ones before that, they had scored a power play goal. So on and off. hot and cold, as special teams seem to do. Urbanova pulled down, Union in possession, player loose in front. Friday deflected off of Urbanova and in. A short-handed goal for the Garnet Chargers on the shot from Marin Friday that deflected on its way through and in, and Union is up by 2.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Rampado had no chance on that one. It was deflected right there by the defenseman, Urbanova, and it's one of those situations where it's just happening and you want to lift your stick up, but for some reason it's on the ice.
Well, the shorthanded tally from Marin Friday, her second goal of the season, the defender and the junior out of Duluth, Minnesota, takes a bit of air out of the sails of the Engineers on their power play, which still has about 3/4 worth to go. Collision along the far wall as Chiaffi ran headlong into Adams. From Kova near side, here is Janke, who will clear in deep. Matsoukas slows it down. Allison Smith off the far wall, but kept in by Chiaffi. Kristoff trying to keep it moving. Cleared through the wickets of Chiaffi. She's able to keep it in. Here is Janke. Fakes it, stepping in, and has it taken away by Davidson, and the Garnet Chargers clear.
Boy, Janke wants to get that puck down deep as opposed to faking a shot. They have to have control of that puck as time, precious time, clicks off on this penalty power play.
Janke lead pass for Georgia Bailey, who forces it into the near corner. Knocked from corner to corner. Here's Morgan Skoda. Skoda has it poke checked away along the far wall as Killian made the play. Scratch that was Smith. Regardless, the clear still means the same. Zerny will backtrack. 14 seconds to go on the penalty. Netescu off the far wall, kept moving there by Skoda. Stepping in, Wagner shooting off the post. She beat Matsoukas clean right along the ice. And that was about as squarely as you can hit that far post. Zerny shooting, save made by Matsoukas, rebound kicked out. Kept in by Netescu. Rolling puck jumps over the stick of Kaiser. Friday forced to the middle, turned over. Skoda at the tops of the circles, now to the point. Wheeling and shooting one that got blocked by Bodwin back out to the neutral zone, allowing Union to take it the other way. Greco out of the box, that shot goes wide. So RPI 0 for 2 on their power play as Wagner got about as close as you can get. The Engineers have hit 2 posts in this one. One from Kristoff, the other from the captain, and Union remains in the lead by 2.
And both Union goals, I would say, somewhat fluky.
I think that's a very fair way to characterize it as the pass from Wagner to Kaiser goes off her skate. Under 5 to go, second period. Centering pass, nobody there but Bailey. Save made by Matsoukas. Rebound, another stop, still loose in front. Wheeling here is Taylor Walters, pulling it free. Biggest stop of the night so far for Sophie Matsoukas as Asia Taylor Walters spills down and Union takes it out of harm's way.
Tell you what, Matsoukas is showing she can play.
Centering pass and a shot there from the far side. Rampado handles it. Loose puck cleared to the tops of the circles but not out. Here is King. Wheeling along the far side. Pass in front, leaning. Looks back for King. Loose in front, and that one got off the glove of Rampado and went just wide. Rathwell on the far side will flip it high through the air and into the neutral zone. Now a race for the puck. Here comes Naya Phillip, who's able to win the race and knock down a defender in the process, but that doesn't slow down Kendall Davidson, the defender in on the rush. Protects on her backhand, taking a tour of the back of the Engineers net. Now all the way back to the point before a backhand feed that finds King, dropping the shoulder, leaving this way for a shot. Save Rampado. The rebound didn't miss by a ton as Falauka was there, got that shot away. Kept in at the far point. Protecting there is Smith. Shot from Friday, blocked on its way through. Far side corner, Leaney. Centering pass in front, quickly there, got blocked, kept in. From point to point it goes. Shot there, blocked by Bodwin. And the Engineers will pull it out of harm's way, but only as far as the Union bench. Taken the other way by Leaney. Tried to poke it around Alexander. Knocked up the far wall. A puck sits there for Bodwin, who's able to clear but not out. But back in deep, and Union maintains possession as RPI hasn't gotten it past the center line in a little while. Audrey McCutcheon, however, will be able to do so successfully. McCutcheon steps in, one-hands it in front. Was looking for Nina Kristoff, the only player there, Bodwin. Far side wall, Killian sprays it off the wall and in deep. A well-placed clear. Forcing Zaherney back to regroup. McCutcheon protects. Zaherney hits the brakes. Allows Kristoff to get free. Here is Nina Kristoff. Backdoor feed. They score! Well, the odd player rush leads to a shot and a goal from Isabel Hardy, and the Engineers have cut the deficit in half. It's 3-2.
Oh, that was just a great setup by Kristoff. She was patient, and she's fed that perfectly in the wheelhouse of Hardy. She one-timed that, and I think when she tried to, she got hit by her own player there. Matsoukas is still shaken up on the play, but an excellent goal by Hardy and a great feed by Kristoff. See the Union player run into her goaltender and knock her over, and she's a little shaken up.
Well, it looked as though the seventh defender there, Megan Onyebene, was the one who was left back defending and then crashed into Matsoukas. Right now, I know the camera's not showing it. She is up and onto her knees and moving around. Looks like everything is okay. Took a pretty hard collision there, but the goal nonetheless belongs to Isabel Hardy, the grad transfer from Providence College in Oakville, Ontario, scores her 6th goal of the season on a nice feed from Nina Kristoff. And Taylor Zaherney, the defender, will get the secondary assist. So Zaherney has her first assist and second point of the season. RPI back within a goal on the goal from Isabel Hardy in transition. 2 minutes to go here in the second. Pass just out of the reach of Wagner and before Kaiser. Urbanova will step back into her own end. Skoda protecting. Here is Rathwell. Near side wall, Kaiser keeps it moving. Stepping in is Ellie Kaiser. Into the corner as the puck was up on its edge. Wagner has it back, centering pass. Save Matsoukas, rebound, still loose in front of the goal, and the netminder had it no. Pulled free by Skoda. To the line, here's Rathwell. This way, Alexander fakes it, now takes it, missed the net. Skoda knocks it back for Wagner, but she was moving the other way as she was trying to catch the pass, and Union is able to clear. This one will roll down and be icing against the Garnet Chargers, and the Engineers didn't miss tying it by much.
No, unfortunately, they couldn't get that puck back to the net. They had good net presence. Here it is, it's still loose. Nobody could find the handle, goes back to the point. It's bouncing around in there somewhere. Oh, Wagner.
She had a whack at it.
He's whacking at it, yeah.
Here is Hardy, centers a pass, was looking there for Kristoff, kept in on a nice play by Turnkova, sent on goal, Matsoukas the save. Rebound would not sit still, so she was forced to clear it. Final minute of play. RPI looking to capitalize on some of their momentum that they have. Battle low of the goal as Kristoff goes in, drops the shoulder, jars the puck loose. She spills down as she was trying to turn and go the other way. Davidson's pass goes behind Greco, cleared but not out, kept in by Alexander and knocked to the far corner. Up the wall, Papineau shooting, missed the net. Alexander will step in from the point, taken down on her way through, cleared off the glass and out to center as Turnkova was tied up with Suter on her way through. Alexander backtracking, 20 seconds to go. Kristoff spills down, sent in deep, no icing. RPI changing, penalty upcoming.
Too many men. Too many women.
Good catch, too many skaters. 15.6 seconds to go here in our second period. That will be the call.
Well, after Union had killed that penalty off, they had gained a lot of the momentum. RPI was struggling getting it out of the end, getting it out of their end, and they've regained that momentum here at the end of the second period.
Well, Ella Torelli will go and sit and serve the penalty, a bench minor against the Garnet Chargers. Wagner and King in on the draw. Both tie up, knocked loose by Skoda. To the liner, Beneva stepping in. Far side pass, Skoda, 7 seconds to go. Kaiser near side to the pointer, Beneva. Wheels, shoots, blocked. 2 seconds and one. Shot from Kaiser, blocked on its way through. And that is how the second period will come to a close. The Engineers will have a minute 45 on their power play to begin things in the third. And this is where things get interesting, Dan Pritchett. The score 3-2 Union after 2. We talk about momentum so frequently. The Engineers had it, they weren't able to tie the game, and now we wonder what the third period looks like as we look at our highlights.
Well, there's the one that just flipped up and went over top of Rampado. She had already went down in the butterfly, and the shot goes off of a defender's stick and up over top. Yep, right off the stick and up over top. It doesn't look like that was off the face-off. It looks like, at any rate, here's the redirect off of the defender's stick for RPI.
And you were right there, Dan Pritchett. 2 goals in a row that obviously Union will take, but very, very fluky goals that the Engineers weren't necessarily game planning for.
No, exactly. Well, that shorty's looming large right now with Union up by 1. RPI is working for every goal they get. They've had some real good opportunities. Matsuka's been playing real well, and there's a setup for the goal by Isabel Hardy.
Well, that is Hardy with her 6th after goals from Emily King, her 3rd, and Marin Friday, I should say, her 2nd. That left us with the 3-2 score that we see right now. Shots on goal 24-16 in favor of the Engineers, but they trail by 1. They'll have a power play in the third, a period which we will cover in just a few moments. Stay with us. We'll be back with more after this. You're watching Engineers Hockey on ESPN+.
towards your car and move it. Once again, if you drive a white Subaru, plate number KKW 4325, please move your car. Thank you.
periods down and 1 to go from the Houston Fieldhouse here on the campus of RPI. We're back on ESPN Plus, and this is Engineers Hockey. The score after 2 periods of play, the Union College Garnet Chargers leading the Engineers of RPI by a score of 3-2. The Engineers will have 1:45 of power play time on the board to begin this 3rd period, as Union took a too many skaters on the ice penalty in the waning moments of the 2nd. RPI scored the most recent goal to cut it to 3-2, looking to even the score here in the 3rd. Alongside Dan Fridge and Dan Ball with you, thanks so much for joining us. And Coach, the Engineers have a relatively easy task in front of them, or a simple task, I should say, to tie the game and possibly more. What's it going to take for them to do that?
Well, I think they got to come out here on this power play and, push the pace right off the bat, get the puck deep, work it around, no turnovers, make sure the passes are accurate, get some shots on goal. But the one thing that I notice on the power play they need to do is they need to get some net presence, in front of the net, take away the eyes of the goaltender who's been playing very, very well up to this point.
That goaltender, Sophie Matsoukas, so far has given up 2 goals but made 22 saves, 11 in each of the 1st and 2nd. Amanda Rampato, meanwhile, has given up 3. She has made 13 saves. The shots on goal 24-16 in favor of the Engineers after 2 periods of play. Kept in at the line by Urbanova as the Engineers begin their power play. Sent to the line for Skoda, Kaiser. This way for Bailey, fighting off the pressure coming from Marin Friday, who was able to steal. Kept in at the line, sent all the way around the end wall. Wagner, the first one there. Crashed into Killian to keep play for her group. Shot by Urbanova, got blocked. And the rebound rolls back out to center. Skoda looking for the trailer, finding Bailey, looks to shoot, rebound, backhanded on goal by Wagner, and it went just wide, and it hops over the stick of Urbanova, allowing for a break the other way, as wheeling and shooting one there was Maya Jones that went wide. Kept in and sent from corner to corner, as after a chance on the power play, now RPI will regroup. Getting it moving here is Chiaffi, the first of 2 goal scorers for RPI. She's got the puck still, shooting from a sharp angle, save Matsoukas, rebound in front, and a save made by Matsoukas on that chance near the far post from Nina Kristoff. What a stop.
Oh, what a setup. That was Chiaffi, who carried it again the length of the ice, took a shot, got a rebound back, put it out front to Kristoff, who just couldn't put it by a sprawling Matsoukas.
Well, we've seen a couple of highlights from Sophie Matsoukas. This one the most recent example and arguably the best. Meanwhile, picking up possession low of the goal there was Smith. Wheeling there was Davidson, unable to clear. Loose low of the goal, Bogdan picks that one off. Sabrina Bogdan with 10 to go on the penalty. Sent to the line, Turnkova. Had possession but lost it, and it's cleared as Turnkova was trying to wheel and find Ayla Chiaffi on the near side wall. 2 seconds and 1. Chiarelli is out of the box. RPI 0 on their power play so far, as Kristoff forcing her way in along the near wall. Puck jumps over the stick of Hardy. It's poked around Chiaffi and all the way down. Icing is waved off. As it's taken away around Turnkova, puck still loose, cleared to the line and picked up by Georgia Bailey. Bailey with a burst of speed, looking to split the defenders, cutting her way in front, but the puck jumps away from her. Allowing for the clear around the end wall by Emma Hebert. Possession picked up by Phillip. Low of the goal, Hebert tries to wheel and clear. Breakout successful as far as center. Here is Walsh, feeling the pressure coming from Taylor Walters, able to clear it in deep. Zaherny quickly around the end wall. Hitting the brakes to come back and grab it. Here is Bailey. The trailing defender deflected along by Asia Taylor Walters at the end of a shift. RPI full sail line changes just under 3 minutes into our 3rd period. Killian at the line will spray it off the far side wall. All the way in deep, where turning is Rathwell. Union has led in just 3 games after 2 periods. They're 2-1 so far in these situations this season. Far side stepping in is Leany. Centering pass in front was blocked by Urbanova. Sent off the end wall. Leany keeps it moving. Now in a race for the puck with Wagner, taken away. Rathwell back up the wall for Skoda, who gains the center line and sends it in deep. The first one there is Smith. Taken away there by Hardy. Sent up the near side wall by Urbanova, or Skoda, I should say, who was at the end of a shift. Cleared back in and around Matsoukas. Aaron Friday forces it up the wall right in front of her bench. Gets it as far as Turnkova. RPI will regroup again. Papineau at the line will send from left point to right corner. Giving chase on the forecheck, Chiaffi. Union able to clear. The other way comes RPI. End to end we go without a ton of chances here in our third period as RPI will regroup it again, this one with a bit more pace, leading Papineau. Couldn't get the shot away, but Bowman following up on the play. Taken down there on a heavy hit from Kendall Davidson along the end wall. Bodwin slow to get up, but will remain in the play. You can hear the boards rattle on that one, and Davidson standing at 6'1". The freshman from Lethbridge, Ontario, made that one count as Kristoff is able to win the race around her fellow number 17, Paige Greco. That is icing against you.
Well, as you say, not slow going back and forth, not like happening zone as far as offensive pressure. Forecheck is outside the dots.
Face-off won by Bodwin. Kristoff sends a pass in front, was looking there for McCutcheon. She was unable to turn and fight through the stick check that she was facing. Bodwin tried to swing from her knees and keep the puck in, but it went right under her stick. Picked up by Davidson right above the tops of the circles. Smith, the outlet feed, deflected at the line. Icing is waved off as Amanda Kwan was able to keep that one moving. Taken away there by Bodwin. Good stick lift coming from Urbanova. Centering pass finds Nina Kristoff. Kristoff trying to fight to get around the defender. Bork was unable to do so, however, on a nice defensive play. Union is able to clear just over 5 minutes into the third. Kwan at the line, backhands it back behind Rampado's net. All the way around the near side wall as Walsh didn't feel the pressure coming from Taylor Walters, who was fresh off the bench. You could hear a couple of screams coming of, hey, this player is coming, as the outlet feed does not connect. This one is icing, this time against the Engineers. Shots on goal right now, 25-16 in favor of RPI, but it is Union in the lead by a goal.
Again, there's a perfect opportunity for Turnkova to hit Bailey with a nice pass. Bailey had made a nice cut in the neutral zone, but pass was too far ahead. Turns into an icing.
Well, these two teams will meet tomorrow. Same time down the road at the Achilles Center, 6 o'clock puck drop. A game that you can also watch on ESPN+, though we will not be responsible for telling you more about it, is, well, that one is icing as well. And then that will do it for the 2023 calendar year in the fall semester for RPI. They'll be off until Friday, January 5th and Saturday, January 6th. Where they'll have a pair of games here at the Houston Fieldhouse where they take on the University of Vermont, and then that will pretty much do it for non-conference play for Brian Vines and his group. Meanwhile, we will still have hockey here next weekend as RPI will host Minnesota State Mankato for a pair of games on Friday and Saturday night, both 7 o'clock face-offs. And in catching up with Doug Christensen, new commissioner of ECAC hockey, he looked at me when we were chatting and said, "You guys will be the only team in all of ECAC hockey, men or women, to play next week. So you'll have the entire eyes of the conference on you." And then, well, I guess we'll just have to deliver in the clutch. As with 13:47 to go, are we having something reviewed?
I think we're looking at the clock. Get the right time on the scoreboard. Yep. Now we're up to 14.
And that was a significant amount of time that they were able to put back on the clock. So Important for the Engineers, who trail by 1, face off to the right of Rampado. King and Bailey in on the draw, won cleanly by King, shot by Friday, saved by Rampado. And she will hang on and take a face-off. Looking to turn the tides both for her personally and for her group, with a record of 1-7 in her last 8 games on the ledger for Rampado. And off of a stretch where she's given up multiple goals in 10 of 11, she did not allow more than a goal in her first 5 games this season, and Engineers fans know certainly what she is capable of in the cage. Same can be said for the rest of the defensive unit, as one is not successful without the other and vice versa, as near sidewall, Wagner kept it in for the moment, as the other way come the Garnet Chargers, led by King, cutting across the offensive end, looking for a pass in front. Ended up splitting the 2 wingers. Play goes by the wayside, but Union maintains possession as it's poked free for Leaney in the corner, tried to sweep a pass in front. Ended up going back behind the net instead with the speedy Emily King, who you'll see pretty much everywhere on the ice when she's on the ice, was able to keep it moving. Far side wall, Leaney. Knocked it free for King, who leaves for the oncoming Smith, the defender, who was then crunched by Morgan Skota low of the goal, and Kaiser is able to sweep it back out to the neutral zone. Battle in front of the Union bench. King is able to clear. They say she gained the center line. Either she did or the referees are sick of icings. No matter what, Union is in possession. Greco leaves for the oncoming player, Adams, who is trying to spin away from the pressuring Hardy. Zaherny off the near side wall. Papineau drops it back, and Nitescu with force is able to clear. Jaffe right in front of the blue line will clear. Knocked down by Matsoukas, left for her defenders. The breakout successful and done so in a hurry. Knocked as far as center, backtracking there was Papineau, and she's able to take the puck away. At the line as the play was going offside, Urbanova stepped up and sent it the rest of the way as RPI was beginning changes on the offensive end. Hebert drops. Leaving for Eamon. Taken away by the Engineers and cleared back out to center as Union was in the midst of a change, but the puck rolled end over end, so it got away from Bodwin before she could catch up to it, as Union was nearly caught on a bad line change, knocked down nicely there by McCutcheon to negate any possible icings.
Yeah, that's just a soft chip into the neutral zone. Way too much on it. It outpaced the skating of both RPI players. It was almost a 2-on-0.
Puck is jarred loose as Turnkova finds Kristoff, who is knifing her way through the middle. Sent off the far side wall. Does it have enough pace? It does. And it's an icing. With 11:04 to go here in the third of a game that Union leads by 1, and both teams are looking for that momentum as RPI was unable to kind of grab it at the beginning of the period on their power play, and now it's largely up for grabs here in the third.
Yeah, well, I think it's time RPI sends the momentum back. They got to move their feet. They got to get the puck into the Union zone, and I'm going 2 players hard on the puck. Keep the third forward high. You don't give up anything defensively, but they got to pressure the puck all over the ice.
Near side wall, Bailey tries to knock it free, but it's blocked there by Kwan, loose in front for the moment. Scooped up by McCutcheon, who will protect along the far side wall. Rathwell pulled it free. Turnkova this way for Kristoff, who was at the end of a shift but was unable to clear it all the way in. Georgia Bailey forcing the issue, allowing for the rest of the line change on offense. Turnkova on the breakout, finds Taylor Walters. One more, too far ahead for Nia Phillip, but she'll catch up to it in the far corner. Phillip tries to sweep it low. Here is Asia Taylor Walters, moving her way away from pressure. Now it is Bailey, 2-on-2 battle in the corner. Union able to knock that one free. Long outlet feed as spilling down there was Alexander, so Rampado comes out and plays the puck. Taken away by the Garnet Chargers, looking for a trailer. Got one in King. Now to the line, shooting, missed the net high. It got blockered away by Rampado on its way through, I should say. Looked like it was going high. It ended up high no matter what. Controlling on the backhand here along the far near side wall was Bork. To the tops of the circles, winding and firing, and that one's up and out of play. With 9:30 to go in the third period, the score we had at the beginning of the third period, we have now. It's Union in the lead by 1 against RPI. The end of regulation coming up on the other side of this break. You're watching Engineers Hockey on ESPN+.
Avery sweeps it out to Riley. Riley finds Bear. Bear to Jerry. Incredible! These engineers, I tell you.
This is GE Vernova, helping generate and move the energy that our world needs. Welcome to a new era of energy.
.926 to go, third period here at the Houston Fieldhouse. It is 3-2 Union leading RPI on ESPN+. Thanks for joining us. He's Dan Fridgen. I'm Dan Ball. That's offside, so the faceoff will come back into the neutral zone. Shots on goal right now in this one. Still 25-17 in favor of the home squad. There is just one registered shot on goal for each team so far in the third period. Meanwhile, here comes Wagner tracking it down. Backhand pass was looking there for Kaiser, and that one went high. Urbanova shooting. That one got blocked. From point to point it goes. Rathwell keeps it moving this way for Skoda, who was bodied off the puck as the defender Friday jumped in and made the play. Through the middle comes Adams as her shot gets deflected on its way through. The rest of her line was changing, so she went one on a couple on her way through the middle. Here is Wagner, near side. Backhanded a pass towards Maddie Papineau. It got deflected on its way through. Giaffi off the far side wall, but didn't have a ton of steam on it, so Union's able to grab possession back. Pass goes through the wickets of Smith. She's forced to regroup in her own end as RPI applying some pressure here on their forecheck, trying to keep Union hemmed into their own ends. Outlet feed successful, and then a hit right in front of the Engineers bench as now a battle ensues for possession of the puck. Here is Chiaffi protecting and sending low. Now it's Isabel Hardy. Hardy scored goal number 6 of the season for her back in the second period, as now it's Kristoff. Taking the puck away, protecting on her backhand. The pass attempt went off of the skate of the official, but McCutcheon's able to rescue it away. Pass through the middle finds Zaherney, who will wheel. Send up the far side wall. Nobody deflects it along the way. This one will be icing, this time against Union, who is at the end of a relatively long shift in their own ends, with 7:22 to go here in the third.
Well, they don't put their stick on their knees, so that means they're still good to go. No timeout taken by they did. Just as I was about to say that Google wasn't going to take the time out, he does.
Well, between the two Dans, one had it. Quickly, out of conference play right now, Yale is leading Penn State 2-1, mid-third period, out at the Pagula Ice Arena. Beautiful. Have you been out to that venue?
No.
I haven't either. It looks incredible from the views that I've seen on both the men's and the women's side, but I digress. That is the only other game happening on the women's side involving ECAC teams. Over on the men's side, Princeton leading Sacred Heart 1-0 after 1. Yale is leading Merrimack right now at the start of the second period down at Ingalls Rink. No score reported between Clarkson and Stonehill. Our good friend Bob Alfeld on the call for that one tonight. Right now, Union trailing Vermont 3-1. And as far as I can see, that is it. Oh, and then another one also, score not reported yet, but St. Lawrence is playing the U.S. Under-18 National Development Program tonight out in Canton. Score reported for that one, so a bit busier on the men's side. All out of conference play. We have conference play in front of us here as Union is leading RPI 3-2 after the timeout that was taken by the Garnet Chargers. Face off to the left of Sophie Matzoukis. RPI had possession off the draw, but it was swept into possession of the Garnet Chargers as Eamon had it but lost it. Near side wall as Wagner finds Kaiser. Here comes Ellie Kaiser knifing her way through the offensive end, has the puck knocked away. Battle along the far side wall. Kaiser had it for the moment, now battling retroactively to try to take it away from Bork, but was unable to do so. Breakout pass hit the skate of an oncoming Engineer, cleared just over the defensive blue line. Palaka was able to clear. This one sent the rest of the way in as Union begins a line change. Zaherny up the far side. McCutcheon had it but lost it. Here comes Mara Wagner. Wagner at the end of a shift will flip it into the near corner. Under 6.5 to go here in the third with Union leading by a goal. McCutcheon knocks it to the near side or far side corner. Marin Friday gets it moving. The other way comes Greco, working her way around. Zaherny's centering pass was knocked away with the stick there by Rampado as a player was loose in front. Here comes McCutcheon, but she wasn't able to scoop it up with speed, and that play goes offside under 6 to go here in the third period.
Well, I think she could have just kept going straight ahead through the neutral zone instead of slowing up, cutting back and moving laterally. She threw her partners offside, and a potential odd man rush goes by the wayside.
Face off won by Bailey. Urbanova turns, finds the waiting Taylor Walters, knocked into the corner. Davidson forced it up the near side wall. Urbanova shooting, glove save made by Matzoukis. She'll hang on and take a face off with 5:42 to go. Let's take another look.
Well, anything she can see, she's going to catch. She's got a keen eye and a good glove hand. RPI needs some, as I mentioned earlier, some net front presence to take the eyes away.
Well, they send out the top line, Wagner, Kaiser, and Skoda for the face-off to the right of Matzoukis. Face-off won by Wagner. Kaiser sends to the line. Urbanova tried to send it back for Ellie Kaiser, but she was following a bit too close behind, allowing for the clear before Rathwell sends it back where it came from. Up the near side wall, Urbanova steps in to block the initial outlet feed. Skoda was able to keep the line, but on second attempt, it ends up being a moot point as it's taken the other way by Kwan. Amanda Kwan, the inside out move, backhanded feed in front. That pass got blocked before it got in front of the goal. Union in possession, however, with just over 5 to go. Knocked to the line, kept in for the moment, however, as Skoda and another player come spilling down. Now here is Wagner, centers a pass in front, too far ahead for Kaiser. Ellie Kaiser will go from corner to corner on what was a bit of an awkward play. Emma Hebert was tied up with Morgan Skoda. It nearly led to an odd player chance the other way.
There's another example. If Wagner's accurate with that pass, you had Kaiser all alone in front of the net.
Meanwhile, here is King looking to center in front as Falauca was there. Rampado again active with the stick, able to block that pass away. Turnkova the outlet feed, but Papineau was unable to settle it. A wobbling puck will become an icing against the Engineers with 4:20 to go. Couple of players at the end of a shift. We'll see whether Brian Vines needs to use his timeout. Here's that won't be the case. They'll take the face-off to the right of Rampado instead.
Yeah, I don't think I would either. I think I'd save it for the in-zone face-off with goaltender out.
I was counting as I was talking. It was only Wagner who was the player who was out there, turned over. The other way comes Greco. She lost it, shooting, and a save made by Rampado. They'll get the line change anyways with 4:06 to go. The outlet feed turned over by the Engineers in their own end. That is not the place to make that pass in your own end. Let's take a look at that.
Well, it was right onto the tape of the Union player. Partially broken up, and still got a shot on goal.
Matescu rings it around the near side wall. Papineau's able to block it to get around Killian and back out to center. Outlet feed off the skate of Chiaffi. Hardy trying to force the issue off the near side wall as Natescu tried to step in and poke check it along, taken away by Papineau and sent in deep. Matsoukas this way for her defender Friday. A quick move at center. Stepping in there is Adams. A backhand pass in front, was looking for Greco. Wouldn't sit still for her, as right now it's Ashley Adams in possession of the puck. Adams leaves for Davidson. Far side wall, shooting in a blocker save made by Rampado. She'll cover up the rolling rebound. An active bounce there with 3:18 to go, and both teams will survey and make line changes as ticking towards the final moments of regulation.
RPI's got to find a way to gain some momentum here and get that puck into the offensive zone. If I'm Coach Vines, I'm wondering when I'm going to pull the goaltender. Usually you like to have a little bit of momentum before you do that.
Well, maybe Georgia Bailey can be the one to gain some, as Kristoff was tied up as she was moving across the blue line, so that whole play goes off sides.
Well, Kristoff decided instead of cutting in front of the defenseman, cut behind the defenseman who was skating backwards, and there was no way that she was going to get back in front of the defenseman, so she ends up going offside.
Well, it leads to a face-off in the neutral zone. A tie-up as King went down on top of it, battling there with Bodwin, pulled free by Chiaffi. Knocked from corner to corner. Stepping in there is Rathwell to try to help Bodwin, but Emily King, once again, the player on the puck. Off the near side wall, battling there is Urbanova to try to get it around Falauca. Here is Bodwin, wheeling and shooting one that gets blocked by Davidson. From corner to corner it goes. Smith, the breakout successful. Outlet feed, spilling down there. On her way through was Leaney. A lot of speed there. And the puck just kind of laid there for the moment. The other way comes Rampado. Rampado's coming to the bench. The clear-in, I'm not sure if the Garnet Chargers realize that, and that is icing against Union. Oh boy. What a sequence of events there as Rampado just started going to the bench regardless kind of where the puck was, and RPI will get an offensive zone draw, and Mara Wagner will call for the timeout with 2:23 to go in the third, and well, that was certainly something.
Definitely. Hopefully off this face-off, RPI can win this draw. Here's another look at it. Well, that's it. But hopefully RPI can win this draw to execute whatever offensive play they've got in mind. But they should have a player standing right in the goaltender's face.
Because I think it's clear at this point, you're not going to beat Sophie Matsoukas point blank the way she's playing, and no. I just think the skill level that she has.
I mean, she's been the difference in the game so far.
Yeah.
You know, RPI's had some good opportunities, but she's been there with some real good saves.
Well, the shots on goal right now are 26-19 in favor of the Engineers. Union has 3 shots on goal in the third period. RPI has 2. So the pace of play has slowed considerably here in our final period. To Dan Pridgen's point, Sophie Matsoukas, 2 goals against. She's made 24 saves. She has 9 games so far this season where she's made 25 or more saves. Coming in with an .893 save percentage, coming off of a year where she went 11-22-1 with a .906 save percentage. Set the Union College goaltending record for wins in a season with 11 last year as well. Also picked up the ECAC and HCA National Rookie of the Month award, but that was back in 21-22. As a freshman, she is now a junior, and we are ready to go off of the timeout for a face-off to the right of Matsoukas. Face-off won by Wagner. Here is Kaiser, one-timer and a save made. The shot from the point by Turnkova with good pace on it, but no black sweaters there to take the eyes away.
Nope.
Well, Dan Pridgen's advice still stands.
Yeah. So if you're going to set up a one-timer, the 2 players that are in front of the slot, well, taking the draw in the slot area, are going right to the net.
Controlled by Friday in the far corner. Net is empty. Engineers skating 6-on-5. Cleared a rolling puck. One more pass. But the pass coming there from King towards Bodwin did not connect. And then Kaiser is taken down.
That looked like that was offside.
All hands of the officials, all 8 of them by their respective sides, turned over at the blue line. Here is King. Her shot towards the cage got blocked and rolls into the far corner. Minute 45 to go here in our 3rd period. Wagner finds Papineau. Long outlet feed stolen by Friday. Deflected, and it missed just wide. Well, that would have been the 3rd goal that you could describe as fluky in this one. Meanwhile, here comes RPI the other way, led by Chiaffi. She's taken off the puck by Friday. The 2 go crashing into the end wall. Looking for the trailing Urbanova, rolling puck, save made. Rebound is still loose. Cleared into the near corner. Sent along the wall. Urbanova is able to knock it down there. Battle for possession, swept free, but nobody home at the point, so Bailey ends up clearing the zone.
RPI's got to win something.
Urbanova whiffs on the pass. Sorry there, coach.
That's all right.
Near side wall. Pinned along it there by Eamon. Taken away by Kristoff. Now here is Hardy. Leaving for Bodwin. Looking for a trailer. One-timer. Kristoff. Save Matsoukas. Rebound. Or it was blocked on its way through. Regardless, knocked to the far wall. Just over 30 to go. Kristoff tries to find Hardy. Rolling puck. Kristoff will grab it again. Fans antsy here in the stands at the Houston Fieldhouse. Chiaffi fakes it, takes it, shoots, save made, rebound, and another stop as well. Cleared up the far wall, kept in by Urbanova. She will send to the near side corner with 13 to go. Off the glass to the line, rolling but kept in. Forced to the corner, swept in front. Looking there was Hardy, no good. 5 seconds to go. Kristoff tries to knock it free. Chiaffi poked around her, and the Garnet Chargers of Union College will hang on for the win.
Well, Union comes in here and steals one. This one's in the books, and now RPI has got to reciprocate and go into Union College tomorrow night and steal one there. No other alternative, you know.
That is all that's left both this weekend and this semester for the Engineers. Your final 3-2, the Union College Garnet Chargers walk out of the Houston Fieldhouse with a win. They scored the first goal in this one as Maddie Leaney scored from Emily King and Megan Onyebene. That gave them a 1-0 lead. 26 seconds later, Ayla Chiaffi scored to tie the game at 9:16. Then in the second, 3 goals, 2 in a row by the Garnet Chargers. Emily King scoring from Stephanie Bork, and then what ends up being the game winner, Marin Friday, on a shot that gets deflected off of the stick of Magdalena Urbanova. She scores her second from Riley Walsh. The shorty made it 3-1. Isabel Hardy scored on the on-player rush to cut the lead to 3-2, but Dan Friggen no scoring in the third, and that is our final. And unfortunately, RPI at no point during that third period was able to get that momentum and really string any consistent chances together.
Yeah, no question. You know, another area too is the special teams. They only had 3 power plays, but if you can score just 1 power play goal in a game, you're going to give yourself a chance to win that hockey game.
The win in net to Sophie Matsoukas, gives up 2 but makes 28 saves en route to the victory. She is now 4-10-2 on the season. The loss to Amanda Rampado gives up 3, makes 16 saves. She on the season drops to 6-8-3. RPI on the season drops to 7-10-3 overall, 2-9 in conference. Union with the victory, now 5-12-2, 2-7-2 in ECAC hockey play. Well, that's going to do it for our broadcast here this evening. Don't forget, these 2 teams will battle at the same time tomorrow, 6 o'clock in Schenectady. You can watch that game right here on ESPN Plus if you want to see these 2 teams in action once again. Our next broadcast will be next Friday at 7 o'clock when the RPI men are back at the Houston Fieldhouse to wrap up their home slate in 2023 for a pair of games against Minnesota State Mankato. So join us at 7 and 7 on Friday and Saturday, either in the building or here on ESPN Plus. That's going to do it for our broadcast here tonight. For everybody working hard behind the scenes, from our friends at RPI TV, and for my broadcast partner, Dan Friggen, Dan Ball saying thank you so much for watching, and have a great rest of your night. You've been watching Engineers Hockey on ESPN Plus.